People, welcome back to the Under 1,000 podcast. Yes, if this is your first time watching, this is a live podcast I do on YouTube where I bring on other reptile breeders, enthusiasts, and hobbyists. We talk to them, get to know them a little better, ask them a couple questions. I actually get to network with people because I am an introvert. Yes, I'm an introvert. I know it doesn't seem that way, but I'm so fine talking just by myself. So this makes me get out of my shell and talk to other people and get more involved in the community, which is an amazing community. I'm so glad to be a part of it. But before we bring on our guests, let's say what's up to a couple people. Cornet Constrictors, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Gary, what's up? Thanks for coming through. I understand. If you didn't know, Keys has a live right now, and Derek Reptiles has a live right now. So I understand you guys jumping back and forth between our lives. I get that. Show everybody a little bit of love. I understand that. Mako Morph, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Constrictor, Critical Constrictors, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Let me know if you got those stickers. I sent them a while ago, but I don't know. The mail be acting up sometimes. Wiz Constrictor, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Warfleets, I'm pronouncing your name terribly. I'm going to hit you up one of these days and we're going to figure out how to pronounce it properly. But thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. What's up, Kai? Thanks for coming through. If you didn't know, had a live with Kai. Awesome live. Had so much fun. Great dude. Go check that out. 403 Fauna, what's up? Thanks for coming through. James, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Your girl's almost ready, so let me know when you're ready to come get her. She's a beast, too. She eats real good. So we try to say what's up to everybody. Also, I'm on Facebook and Twitch now. So we're on most of the platforms. So if you can't watch us on YouTube, you can check us out on Facebook as well. So look for that if you need to. But before we go ahead and say what's up to our guests, let's go say thanks to our sponsor for this episode. So this episode is sponsored by Essential Royals. They're a ball python breeder. This is their second year breeding ball pythons. Had a great first year. It's a father and two sons breeding ball pythons. Go check out their Instagram. We're working on getting them a YouTube channel. We're definitely going to push them to that. But definitely go check out their Instagram. Thanks again for sponsoring this episode. All right, guys. So we're about to show our guest. I was actually a guest on his podcast. First time me being a guest on a podcast, so he broke my cherry. So we're going to have him on tonight, and let's go ahead and meet our guest. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What is happening?
I am so excited now. I've been looking forward to this live for a while. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The feeling's definitely mutual. I mean, I'm an introvert too. All right, I'm lying. I'm not an introvert, man. You know.
I can tell you're not an introvert.
You know I'm not. But you disguise it really, really well. Just so everybody knows, my name's Brian. I'm the CEO of Samson SNAKEATORIUM-S father. Samson SNAKEATORIUM is actually a company owned by a 10-year-old, my son, Samson. And I love what he's doing, and I love being a part of it. And he can't fire me no matter how hard he tries. So, cool. But you mentioned me popping your cherry, and I just think that that's so awesome. Only because, as you know, you said it, you know, we have other shows going on, and Keys is one of them. Mm-hmm. And he told me you popped his cherry.
Yep.
So it's just interesting to see how the whole circle goes round. You know, I've had Derek on my show. I've had Keys on one of my shows as well. But it's just interesting how we keep growing this community.
Yeah. And that's one thing I do like about this community. Even though, yes, we all have that one common thing of snakes or reptiles, we still find other things to talk about, even though most of the time we're talking about reptiles. And we actually form friendships, and they last a long period of time. I just realized the other day, the last 7 years, most of my friends have come from the reptile world in my last 7 years. Which is crazy to think about it that way.
No, not crazy at all. I was talking about it earlier today. We recently relocated this year.
Okay.
And in that relocation, where I'm usually the social butterfly, I really haven't connected with anyone outside of the workplace. And it's because that there's no void there. I have lifelong
Mm,
friends, I have my family, and then I have my social media
mm-hmm.
friendships and family. So it does fill that void where it was almost a seamless transition for me. So I dig it. What is up, Big E in the house?
Yeah, thanks for coming through, Big E. Your shirt is on the way. There's a little bit of delay because I had to actually make it. I didn't make that logo yet for the grow out, so it is coming. Just be patient with me. Appreciate your patience, but it is
Did you
coming.
did
Uh,
you stick like two double XLs together, man?
he told me he's just a 2XL, so I think he gonna fit it.
Ah, he rocking
I'm
that tight. He rocking that tight, man. He's rocking that tight.
Kurtwood, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you.
That's my South Side brother right there. South Bronx to the South Side, Kurt.
Oh, nice, nice. Lekka, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Thanks for both of you guys. Thanks for having me on your live. I was on their live like 3 nights ago. We had good fun. Kurtwood actually hit the milestone where he could be monetized. So congratulations to that as well. That's awesome. That's awesome.
You know,
Uh,
he had a feeding video go viral, and that thing took off.
did it? Oh
Like
wow.
we're talking about hundreds of thousands of hits.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
I had one feeding video that went really well, but then it got copyright strike because I used somebody else's music in it. So YouTube didn't stop people from viewing it. They just gave the people that own that music the money. So this was way
Oh,
back. So that thing got like thousands of views, and I don't think I got any credit for it or any of the little bit of YouTube money that came from it. So you live and you learn. Now I use
yeah.
only like maybe I'll save that for tip of the week when we get there.
There's my
But
guy
yeah.
Matt. What's good, Patrick?
Oh yeah. You guys know how this works. I will miss comments. I definitely will miss comments. But I try to make sure I say what's up to everybody that comes through. Essential Royals, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you sponsoring this episode.
So do
Uh,
I, because if it wasn't for the Ascension Royals, I wouldn't be here tonight if we didn't have a sponsor.
I mean, I do try to keep it simple. Sponsor and no episodes going. That's the way it is. Taz, what's up? Thanks for coming through.
I
So
met
you know how
Taz
the
at a
show
show one
goes.
time.
Oh, did you? I'm trying to go to more shows this year. I'm not gonna make it to Arlington. I'm I don't think I am. I'm gonna try. Maybe fly down for the day. Maybe, but most likely I'm not gonna make it. But
Your
I'm
last
definitely
show
going to
was
Tinley.
Tinley?
What was that?
Your last show was Tinley
Yeah, last show was Tinley.
with your
Last show was
doppelganger?
Tinley. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which he took a lot of my "Hey Gershon, how are you doing?" meetups. I didn't get any of that because he took them all. I was like, oh man, he took my MJ meetup, so I had to meet MJ another day. And he was like, and we happened to be standing together. He was like, "Whoa, you guys don't really look alike."
I don't.
But
I tell people all the time I don't see it, man. Matter of fact,
I don't see it.
when I had keys on, I told Terrence. Matter of fact, you know, all black people look alike. You look just like Gershon, man. You and Gershon look exactly alike.
I
But
mean,
you know what? I'm a little sad though. He's taking a break right now. DW Exotics is taking
yeah,
a break. So
yeah.
he
I
pulled out good
understand
content.
he's got a lot of stuff going on. But he's gonna take a break and come back bigger and better. So that's the positive. Get
Amen to
everything
that.
associated, get everything done right, and come back bigger and better. That's the goal. That's the goal. I gotta hit him. I hit him up the other day, talked to him for a little bit, but I definitely gotta check with him, see how he doing.
So he was
Especially,
on one of my shows. For anyone that may not know, I actually have 3 shows. One today in the morning. It's called "What's in Your Cup." It's 7 a.m. Eastern time. We're in 2 different time zones here. Gershon wanted to puff out his chest and remind me I'm on his show today, and I'm in his time zone.
exactly.
You want to make it clear. There's not 8 o'clock, homie. It's 7 o'clock. I'm like, it's
only reason I said that because it just said 8 o'clock, so people would just go at 8 o'clock whatever time they're in. When you don't put that little time zone back in the back of it, you'll be confused.
I learned that one the hard way, man. You know, especially with this being such a. It's not even just a wide-based national community; it's an international community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have, you know, acquaintances overseas, Europe. You have them in Asia, and they're dramatically different time zones. You know, where it could be a different day.
Yeah.
So I definitely dig that. But I have the Wednesday show this morning. It was actually our 1-year episode. It was 52 consecutive weeks today, and I popped another cherry. I love cherry popping. Okay?
It was a great show though. I woke up early enough to catch the beginning of the show, had my earbuds on when I was getting ready for work and in my drive in, so I was listening.
I appreciate that. So that was pretty cool. Tomorrow the 3 shows have different formats. So what's in your cup? I say it's like where we have coffee and combos while we're spilling tea on the good, the bad, and the ugly in the community. Unfortunately, we do have the good, the bad, and the ugly. And today, you know, we were kind of talking about someone being forced or given an ultimatum to either receive their animal or pretty much be deaded on the whole agreement. So that was a sad situation. On Thursdays, we have a show called Ballin' with Brian. And that actually started out for cats like you that were in other time zones because 7 a.m. Wednesdays was just too early. And they were just like, you know, I need something that pretty much anyone can do. And that's where we show off snakes. We show off ball pythons primarily, other snakes and reptiles, which DW Exotics, I mean, that was a great show with his slew of different animals. And everything. It was a terrific show. So I'm excited. Tomorrow I have Twisted Reptiles, Nick from Twisted Reptiles coming on the show, and I was blessed with a gene that he discovered and has been working. So I'm excited about tomorrow's show. And then Friday we have a show. I do it with my co-host. He's from Canada, from Canadian Reptile Adventures, Jason, and that show's called The Keeper's Corner. And The Keeper's Corner is either just Jason and I, or we'll have a special guest on. Breeders have to be experienced more than 3 years. And we share best practices on keeping and breeding ball pythons. And I'm excited. This Friday, we have Dr. Hannah Seidel from the Ball Python Genetics Project, Eastern Michigan University. She is returning. The first live she ever done was actually on that show with us about 24 weeks ago. She was episode 28, and Friday will be the 1-year episode as well. So it's really exciting. I've done 3 shows a week. 2 of them are at 52 weeks this week, and the other one's trailing 2 weeks behind.
Ooh, that's a busy schedule. Craft Brew Morphs, thanks for coming through. Congrats on your first live you did.
Congrats.
Yeah, so clearly Brian has a lot of shows that you definitely can check out, different types of shows, so you won't get bored. So while we taking this second, make sure you go check out all his links in the description. Go follow, subscribe. Definitely subscribe to that YouTube because you don't want to miss those shows, those morning and late night shows. He got it for everybody. But you definitely want to go check out that. Check out his Instagram. Are y'all on TikTok yet?
No, my son wants to do the TikTok thing.
Get on TikTok, talk it.
You know, my wife keeps saying it too. You know, so he has a TikTok, but only the family really gets to see it. I posted one of his silly videos the other day. He's always doing crazy stuff this year. So maybe that'll be the 2022 thing. Yeah.
What's up, Rashad? Thanks for coming through.
So I was peeping your shirt, which I don't have one. I'm not gonna say nothing. I got
Oh, but I got the old version, so I still need the new version.
Nah, but that's classic. You already know how that is, man.
True.
Jordans, man. So Rashad sent me a cool video. Rashad actually has a boa that I sent him a while back.
Yep.
And he sent me a video and update. Well, first of all, congratulations to his
Yes. I don't know.
Can we talk about it? I don't even know.
I don't know because he ain't posted nothing, so I don't know.
I'm gonna say congratulations,
I don't know.
Rashad. You a king, man. That's it. I'm just gonna say that. But when I remember when I was about to ship him the boa, and I'm like, this dude is feisty, like always snapping at me. Never caught me, but I mean, a little worm. The thing was a little worm, man. And I'm like, yo, this thing is feisty. So when he gets, he's like, nah, he's cool, man. Everything is copacetic. He's a cool little thing, whatever. So he sends me the video, and he got on these steel gloves. I'm just like, what happened? I thought he was cool and everything. He was like, nah, I got tired of getting bit.
Yeah. He's got those good gloves too. He got those good gloves. Forward Motion Reptiles, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you stopping in.
What's up, Jared?
Side note, I do want to advocate for getting on What's in Your Cup one of these days and Keeper's Corners. I'm just saying, I've been breeding for more than 3 years. I just want to get on one of them.
Let me explain something to you, right? So this is the beautiful thing, right? The beautiful thing is I started doing lives because I didn't like a lot of the stuff that was out there, right?
Okay.
You had quantity over quality, where you had these lives going 5 hours, 6 hours, and at the end of it, you got nothing out of it. It would be hard to rock and keep it going. I got you, Rashad, definitely, brother. And my whole thing was that's the beauty of having the 3-show format, because a lot of people, see, at first I wanted to get them going separately, and then you start having the cross representation, because it's a right of viewers and what's in your cup, and there's going to be some stuff that's going to carry over, obviously. But now when we get into your collection, you showing us snakes, and we talking about those snakes specifically. And when you come to the Keeper's Corner, we're talking about how you operate, and you do the tip of the day and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing. We're sharing best practices. Gotcha. So having the 3 different formats allows for you to be on the different shows, and it mixes it up, because, like, for example, Dr. Seidel's returning on Friday. She hasn't been on the show for 24 weeks. And after she did the first show, she started popping up. She went to Billy put her on a show like the Monday after she did a show with me on Friday. Yeah. She got more out there. The project has blown up. It's doing amazingly well. So, brother, man, you'll get your invites, man.
Okay. I was told by a friend today that I should be more vocal about trying to be on other podcasts. So it's very. I'm still working on networking and reaching out to people and communicating. So that's a skill I'm trying to develop. So I'm working on it.
You can be more vocal than you just were.
Hey, sometimes you just got to jump in the deep end and try to dog paddle, see if you can make it.
I dig it.
So you know how the show goes. Let's go ahead and start answering some questions. Oh, wait, let me see what that says. Everyone had to read 3 locks. Nice. Hey, everybody starts somewhere. That's the how they go. Angel, what's up? Thanks for coming through. So let's go ahead and answer the first question. How long have you had your channel?
562 days, 7. No, I'm just messing with you. Matter of fact, I think if you look at the oldest video, it's like April 1st, 2020. And that's when we were contemplating whether or not we were doing this. We had no identity. We started going hard, though, about 52 weeks ago.
Understandable. So roughly 2 years? Well, a year and a half. Year? Give or take. Yeah.
Well, you figure April will be 2 years. So we're close to 2 years April, technically. Yes. But again, it was just having a channel, not very active.
Yeah.
Just having it there. So, you start branding and putting your name on everything. So it's pretty much that type of situation.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes. I had my channel for a minute. and it was just because I was just looking at other people's reptiles. Wasn't doing nothing on it. Didn't
Can't
even have anything on
subscribe
it.
if you don't sign in. You can't leave a comment. You know, and I'm a troll, man. Let me tell you, I'm a troll. So I had to create the account so I could keep trolling.
Totally understand that. Totally understand that. So I'm very interested in this one. I'm very interested in this question. What is your favorite codom and your favorite recessive?
I don't do good with favorites. I'm horrible at that. My ADD just is hard. Like, if you would have asked me my favorite song, I start trying to break it down by genre. After we break it down by genre, I try to break it down by era. I'm the same way with movies or TV shows, so that's a little bit difficult for me. But I think without even realizing it, and it wasn't until I listed all of our genes. So leopard is not first of all, it's not cold dominant, it's incomplete dominant, right?
Yeah, technically you're right. 100%.
So no, I'm just letting you know because my son will make he'll correct that right there. But if I love leopard, but leopard is not a codom. So if we're talking codoms, same thing. Spider's one of my top 3. I always say dead or alive, top 3 or top 5 dead or alive, but that's also not a codom. I would have to say Mojave because if I look at my collection, out of 100+ snakes, I think the gene that's represented the most is Mojave, and I just love the diversity and all the different things you can do with Mojave, from making a dark black snake to making a purple snake to making a white snake. So I'm gonna have to go with Mojave.
Okay. I get your logic there. It makes perfect sense. It still works with other stuff. It still brings out pattern and other stuff, but then you still get those white snakes when you want to. I get that. Beautiful. I get that. It is beautiful.
It's a single gene. I find it very, very pretty. And when we talk about sometimes we call it the curse of the white snake, the bell. The Mojave has flavor. It has that nice purpley head. Yep. Right. Yep. So, my son wants to make one this year. I let him actually rationalize the decisions and why he's making certain pairings. So that's one of his goal snakes for 2022.
Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to make some bells myself. I'm just trying to make those bells be Het Desert Ghost. That's the plan.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We'll see. And this is actual Desert Ghost. This is real Desert Ghost, not cover your eyes Desert Ghost.
That's crazy. I don't know if you saw what Gerald wrote in the comments. If I always say baklava, like the pastry.
Yeah, I seen it.
Baklava or whatever it is. But he was asking if I brought it out, and no, I didn't bring that out. But I got a phone call again today about that cat. Just the crazy stuff he does, but I don't even want to get into that, man.
See, that's the thing. I try to stay away from so much drama that I don't even know what be going on sometimes, and I just be hearing semi things. Like I seen somebody was like, "Oh, you see what's the name? Say something about what's the name? Taking screenshots and yelling." I was like, "I don't know who you talking about, but tell them to stay over there. I'm just keeping my little cool corner."
So if I didn't have the Wednesday gossip, spill the tea show, I would definitely work more, because I'm all about energy and controlling your energy, man. And that's an awesome way to control your energy right there. Stay that way.
Keep it cool, calm, collective over here. We joyful over here. You got issues, go on to the left. I'll see you later. I ain't got time for that. Life is hard enough. I don't need it in my reptile community hard too. Now I'm trying to hatch snakes out and make beautiful things and meet people.
I could definitely dig that.
Oh wow.
Recessive's a little easier for me.
Yeah, recessive.
Okay, so it's primarily, I know everybody's loving Desert Ghost right now. If we went to the OG, I know you an albino man. I love that.
Yes.
But the one recessive that jumped out, G-Stripe would be a hard second for me. Okay. I don't think that we've tapped into it, and it's another one that you could put out some amazing combos and it gets funky. As a matter of fact, I did a guess the gene game the other day, and nobody could guess that the girl that I posted was a G stripe. Guaranteed G stripe based on the parents. She's just not your typical looking G stripe, and that's based off of the other genes that are involved, what they do to it. But just a single gene, and just looking at the single genes, I mean, hands down, my favorite, and this one's easy for me, is a tri-stripe. I mean,
okay.
When I first laid eyes on a tri-stripe, it was like the first time I've ever seen a ball python. It was love at first sight. And the combos are just, you talk about a desert ghost tri-stripe, man. Woo.
Yeah, I seen that.
30,000. We got 30 racks right there. Okay. So just that in itself is a beautiful thing. But if you get into double recessive visuals on a tri-stripe, you're always going to be at least 2,500 and better. So yeah, it's also a financially rewarding recessive.
Very true. I am debating if I want to get into tri-stripe. I know a friend that's trying to get into ball pythons, kind of favors a tri-stripe, so I'm gonna let him do it and then pull some stuff away from him, do some breeding loans with him, and get it in my collection that way, possibly.
No doubt.
But I do like the tri-stripe, and I want to see what it does to not only albino but a clown as well. I want to see.
Tri-stripe is a beautiful thing.
Yes, it looks amazing, but I also want to put Inchy because I want to put Inchy in everything. So I definitely want to see how it affects with Inchy in it.
So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Wiz, man, because I love hypo. I love hypo, but for me, like I said, it's just when you're looking at the single gene version. I mean, there's nothing that to, you know, when you look at a single gene quality tri-stripe, it just looks like it got so much going on. But definitely, I love hypo. I definitely love hypo.
Yeah, hypo is a gene that I got real excited for at first when I saw it in Inchy, and then over time, I lost the love for it. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I try to work with stuff that I have love for, that I'm passionate about going to clean those snakes' poop because I want to see that animal. That's one thing I try to keep focused on with the projects I pick. Even when it's projects I'm picking to make things because people ask me they would like to have that they've seen me make, it's still something I like. So I don't mind raising it up, taking care of it, and all that good stuff. And I think that's a big factor there too.
That's a huge factor, and I tell people that all the time. Like I respect everyone. We all have opinions, and we all are gonna have things that draw our attention to it more than others. So if we're looking at single gene hypo, it doesn't do much for me.
Gotcha.
I have a hypo head caramel albino. It's a beautiful snake. It's beautiful, but it doesn't make me say, "Hey, I can't wait to get home and open up that cup." You know. Now I have a cinnamon hypo that girl has me thinking about her and daydreaming. Okay, so my love for hypo is more so into the combos. My favorite snake is a GHI Mojave Ghost, is a GHI Mojave hypo. That's my favorite 3-gene combo right there.
Yeah.
So my love for hypo comes from its combinations. You see, my love for tri-stripe is because from single gene to combos, I've never seen anything bad with tri-stripe. Okay, what's good, my homie? That's my man Shamir right there.
Royal Black Balls, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Yeah, I follow him on Instagram. I be watching him do his thing. Watching.
He's making moves, man. He's making moves.
There's a lot of people starting to come up in the game and doing some nice stuff and getting some nice animals that making you pay attention to them, and I love that. I love it.
Power moves, man. We're actually gonna go to Arlington together. So
nice.
He's gonna hear me fart in my sleep.
TNT Boss, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you,
brother. What's good, Ty?
Yeah. Definitely. I can understand why you love tri-stripe, just from its base form to the combos to the potential of combos it still has. There's still a lot you can do with it a lot we can manipulate with it and see what beautiful animals we can make with it. So I can understand your love for it. I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm a little surprised by the Mojave. I understand it, but I'm a little surprised by it. But I get it because I did love Mojave. It went inchy, pinstripe, and then Mojave for me when I first got into this. Of course, albino above all. But those are the kind of three that I were like, I want to make sure I get those. And I got a Mojave, and she was a beautiful Mojave. She was a slow grower, though. She took forever to grow. And then right when I got her up to size, I was about to get out of ball pythons. So I sold her.
So, all right, like I said, that one is not easy. You want to know why that one's not easy? Because in the single gene form, if we're gonna go to the base morph, I'm gonna at least 5 snakes are gonna pop up first. so there's no question about that. What makes me gravitate towards Mojave and having to give you a 1, is its diversity and what it can do. And that only came out after looking at my snakes and all the combos and seeing, wow, I have this gene in my collection more than any other gene. Now, mind you, I have a ton of leopard. I have a lot of spider. I have albino. A lot of calico. So I have a lot of different genes, but Mojave's in there like crazy. So that's the one that I realized I'm gonna have to lean that way. Yeah, Wiz, I'm definitely feeling lace. White lace is amazing, and another thing that hasn't been really tapped into with its potential.
Yeah, it's starting to catch my eye. I've been looking over there a little bit more at lace. It wasn't something I was too interested in but then you start seeing it and stuff, and you're like, oh wait, I could probably do something different with that. Even though I'm seeing it here, I'm wondering what it's going to look like in something that I was thinking about making already and adding that to it. So yeah, I'm trying to get on my Justin where I'm seeing future in certain genes past what I'm seeing already. I'm trying to get that vision. It's difficult to see that future vision of a morph and the possibilities it could have, but you slowly start to get it as you pay attention to subtle differences in morph and what they do to other things. So I'm working on that vision.
Definitely.
N-Tip Reptiles, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Phil, thanks for coming through. I'm looking for that video, Phil. I'm looking for that video. Atypical Organs, what's up? Thanks for coming through.
Atypical, what's happening? They have an awesome fundraiser going on right now for Atypical.
Yes, they have a fundraiser. There's like 3 other people working on fundraisers for their fundraisers. There's a lot of fundraisers. It's hard to I need a list. I need a list because there's a couple of people doing the fundraisers for them also, and they're doing a fundraiser on top of that. So I need a list so I know where to go.
Antoine dropped a sick animal for them. And it's $5, guys. I got 5 on it.
Atypical, put the date and where people can go to enter in the comments. Because I can't remember. Dragon, what's up? I'm still working on you getting on YouTube. Come on now, stop playing with me, bro. You need to get on. 100%. 100%.
Dragon Soul, that's a dope name.
If you haven't realized, I try to push a lot of people to get on YouTube. Just because it helps legitimize our community a little more and this industry. It helps it grow.
But here's the problem, right? Here's the only problem. This is what I tell people. Go ahead, get on. Don't put your show at the same time as mine.
That's true. I mean, we're gonna fight it out. We're gonna fight it out. You know, I'm entertaining and charming, so I might win. I'm just saying.
The beauty is, though, you could always go back and watch it at your time, right?
Exactly. So, if you don't catch it live, no worries. You can always rewatch it.
So, like you say, we got Derek rocking right now.
Keys rocking.
Earlier, he's like, you have to watch tonight's show. I'm like, brother, man, I'm gonna watch the show, but I'm on with Gershon tonight, and you said it yourself how much respect you got for him, and he popped your cherry, so I know you cool with that, right? So
I know. like I forgot to tell him that I had scheduled you. My next 3 shows will all be on Wednesday, and I know he was trying to carve out Wednesday to be his day, and I was like, my bad, bruh, my bad, bruh. It's just these 3 Wednesdays, and then it's back to you all by yourself.
But again,
go ahead.
We get to go click, play whenever you like. Matter of fact, my man Chino is on somebody's show today. I'm not familiar with the person, but I saw him put a post. I'm like, oh, now we fighting for airtime, homie. That's it. The gloves are coming off tonight. We fighting for airtime.
Nice. That's a nice pickup. That's a very nice pickup.
So all of these, 66% and possible hits. I'm really excited about the ball python genetics project. They Dr. Hannah, and I just saw M-Tip, who was an East Coaster. Now he a South boy because he moved to Texas from JC, Jersey City.
Oh.
Congratulations on that move though, because I'm trying to get to Texas too, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been there a few times. I love it. It's one of the few times I've ever left New York and said I could see myself living here. But he put yellow belly, and they've already discovered the test for yellow belly, so you don't have to wait to see if it's a yellow belly or a gravel. Like you could send in your shed and they'll let you know it's yellow belly. Yeah, it's gravel.
That's gonna be a game changer.
It is a game changer. You take years off of your projects and you don't waste time. So that was one of the things that I was chopping up with you earlier, was about lavender. Serge from Ridiculous Reptiles has been a part of the ball python genetics project since the beginning, and they just discovered another allele. So he sent in his girl Gwen. Her name is Gwen. Her shed. Okay. And they were surprised. They ran the test multiple times, and they were surprised that they only found one copy of the lavender gene. So that would make it heterozygous, not homozygous.
Oh, but really?
What they discovered is that it seems like there's a new or a different, or that they just discovered another lavender allele. So that's how come you'll see. We always talk about different quality or different appearances.
Yeah.
Same thing with albino. You're an albino man. So there are 2 alleles with albino. So that's why sometimes you'll see the high contrast, or you'll see the brighter albino because it's a different allele. So the discoveries that they're making with this project has been phenomenal. They're working a lot with asphalt right now, so they need a lot of projects there. Shameless plug. Come check out round 2 on the Keeper's Corner on Friday. We're going to have Dr. Hannah back, and she's going to talk about all the advances they've made in just 24 weeks. She was on my show 28 weeks ago, and in just 24 weeks, they have made leaps and bounds, and we're the ones that benefit from it. I just want to see that. I saw that 66% head clown, and I just want to see that test discovered already, because I got a bunch of girls ready next year.
Yeah.
Possible clowns, and I'm just like, can we get that test going so I don't waste any time on these ladies?
Understandable. Lone Wolf Reptiles, thanks for coming through. 100%. So guys, there you go. There's information about the fundraiser. If you got time, if you got a little bit of cash, you got social media, so you could go pump it up, let people know about it. Worst case scenario, you could let people know about it when it's coming on. Let them get there. Get your money in if you can. If you can, give a lot, give a little. If you can, appreciate it.
Just click that share button. That's what I tell people. $5 means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Understandably so. But just hit that share button. It helps spread the word.
Definitely. It don't cost to share. Don't cost at all to share. So if you can, just go ahead and share it. I just sent 30 sheds in today. Wow. Yeah, I need to send some sheds in. She has the albino test for it, right?
She has albino. She has proven Candy and Toffee to be the same.
Gotcha.
So we have a lot of. She's one that says it. We have a lot of genes, and we don't have as many as we think, because a lot of them are the same thing: butter, lesser, Candy, Toffee. So she's proving that. So everybody's not so happy about these.
I can understand. I can understand.
Lone Wolf is asking how much. At this time right now, there's no charge. Right now, you are helping science by sending in your sheds. If you want to see the whole process, if you go to my channel, episode 28 of the Keeper's Corner, there are playlists for all the shows. If you go to episode 28, episode 28 actually has links directly to the processes. But if you watch the show, you'll hear her explaining to you the entire project. I know you in El Paso, homie. You already told me, man. I know. I see what you're doing down there, M-Tip.
Herb Collectors is up. Thanks for coming through. Wow, you guys are commenting so much. I appreciate the comments. You know how this works. I'm probably gonna miss them, but thanks for commenting. Appreciate it. Definitely put it in question. If it doesn't get answered, put it in again because we probably missed it. But speaking of questions, let's go ahead to our next question.
I got a question. All you viewers, have y'all hit the like button yet?
I forgot to say that. Go ahead and hit that like button because apparently YouTube likes it when you hit the like button, and I like that YouTube likes it. So go ahead and hit that like button hit it 2 times just to make sure you hit it, and then hit one more time, and then send this to somebody. You can send it to your mom, your friend, your cousin, whoever. Just go ahead and send it to somebody. Let them know. I
always tell people don't hit the like button for me. Hit it for my guests. But on this episode, hit it for the host, all right?
For the first time, you get to hit it for Brian. So go ahead and hit it. So, what camera do you use to record your lives and some of your YouTube videos?
Man, I am so low budget, it's not even funny. Right now, I'm on Pavilion, HP Pavilion laptop. This is what I use for most of my lives. It's touch screen, so I'll be messing things up with my fat fingers. And then like when we're mobile, I'm like using I haven't even upgraded my phone in forever because once I get used to it, I don't want to. And somehow it's still working. I had Samsung hit me up or AT&T hit me up like, dude, your battery's not even supposed to be working anymore. So the phone is Galaxy S9 Plus, and then I use also S7 Edges because I have like 2 of them. So I'm using old technology, but I did tell Santa Claus that if we're gonna keep doing this after a year, that I want to upgrade and actually have it. I have an entire recording studio worth of equipment. It would be just a matter of getting a nice camera and a decent mic. Mm-hmm. So that might be coming in 2022.
That might be coming. You might see an upgrade on the show. I understand. I mean, I keep it real simple. I use my cell phone to record videos. I literally just went out and bought a webcam. So now I have a webcam because my other phone that I used to use as a webcam went down. I couldn't record on it no more. I can't get the camera to come up.
My co-host is going through that because he's on a real old phone. My co-host for the Keeper's Corner, he's like, I don't know how much longer I could go, and I think that it just crashed too. So he had to get a webcam. We saw the difference. But let me tell you, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I had Honey Reptiles on. I had them both on Bowling with Brian one episode, and then we had them on the Keeper's Corner, and that thing is outrageous. I mean, the lighting is almost non-existent, and this dude looks so crispy, and I'm just like, why are you making me look so bad right now? Like you over here looking like you're in the future with future technology. I'm looking like I'm recording this out of a Kellogg cereal box or something, you know?
Hey, thumbs down is okay too. Hey, it's interactive. Exactly.
It moves the algorithms, you know.
As long as you hit the button.
I gotta hate it. First of all, Mac is my thorn in my side. He is on time every one of my shows, so I actually really appreciate him. But he's a thorn, and he's always pushing that thorn in my ribs.
I mean, that thorn literally messaged me, was like, "Hey, you should have Brian on." So clearly that thorn is a good thorn. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out.
Let me tell you something. He's doing, put it like this, when it comes to people that are progressing, and are doing what they're supposed to be doing, he's doing it. Where he's approaching this and he's decided to do this as a business, and he's taking the steps to do that. Where too many people think, I got this snake, I'm gonna be a millionaire. It doesn't work like that.
Yep.
And he is collecting all of the, let's just say, the ingredients to make that 7-course meal. So I'm really really proud to see not just his efforts, but his progression and his accomplishments. So as much of a thorn as you are, don't think I'm not watching you, brother, and keep doing what you're doing.
Yes. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that slow grind. Nothing wrong with it.
Hector is Honey Reptiles is a beast. He is a beast. I was messing with him. He posted that. Like I said, I like G-Stripe. It comes in a hard second for me. And he posted that G-Stripe Desert Ghost, and I was messing with him. I was like, man, too bad it don't have a perfect dorsal. I love dorsal stripes. I'm a sucker for a dorsal stripe, a clean dorsal stripe, no breaks, solid outline. I mean, that's just sexy to me. But that one's a little choppy. He's like, oh, she got a nice dorsal. I was like, listen. Even I was like, if she had a clean dorsal stripe, I still wouldn't be able to afford her, so don't worry about it.
Oh, sorry, I had to block a user. I'm still. I need to learn how to mid people, turn them blue. I got to figure out how to do that too. I'm gonna learn it next show. But before we go on back to the questions, it is time for. Let me hold on. Gotta click some buttons. That'll go away. Oh, gotta click that away. This is how you know this is live, people. It's time for tip of the week. So, tip of the week is when I post after the podcast. I'll post a post on my Instagram and Facebook. This is the picture that will post up. Under it, you put your comment of a tip of the week. Whichever comment gets the most likes will be that tip of the week, and it get read on the next podcast, and you'll get a shout out. Nobody commented, so Brian, do you have a tip?
On the spot.
If you don't got a tip, I got 2 tips ready, so no worries.
My Friday show is nothing but tips, man.
I know. That's why I want to take away a tip you got already lined up.
You know what? I had Reggie on a couple weeks back, right? And he gave some pretty good tips. But one of the things I think that should be first and foremost before anything that most of us fail to do is research. And
true.
And when I say research, I think you should research every aspect of whatever you're going to get into. A lot of our first animals came off of an impulse buy, okay, where we started researching afterwards. The biggest thing I would say to do is to research everything possible, from husbandry to genetics, and take your time. Can I give more than one tip? Take your time.
Go ahead.
Take your time. Too many people haven't even had a snake for 3 months, and they're already asking questions about breeding. Ask questions about husbandry. Ask questions about longevity. Ask questions on how people did it, but don't rush. Take your time. You crawled.
True.
Okay. Matter of fact, you were carried before you crawl.
Very true.
So don't go trying to, run a sprint. I always tell people it's a marathon, but before you even running in that marathon, crawl a little bit. It's all right. I've been keeping for 28 years. My son literally had to do over a year research and 3 years of research and having ball pythons before being allowed to breed, and had to research what that meant before he can even put 2 snakes together. He had to explain to me the difference between recessive, dominant, incomplete dominant. He had to understand those processes. My son can spell heterozygous, homozygous, and break it down to you what it means. He'll tell you incubation periods. So research. Now, mind you, at 6 years old, 7 years old, he didn't wake up and say, "Hey, I want to research." I had to drill that in him and make it part of it. My brother Ancestral in the house. Peace and love.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for coming through, Jason. Appreciate you.
I'm popping his cherry, Gershon. Don't try to jump the line.
Hey, I was just about to say. I was just about. I've been pushing him, trying to get him to start his YouTube.
Try to jump the line. I want you, Gershon, man. Don't make me come to Wisconsin, bro.
Hey,
I'm popping that cherry right there.
I mean, I have rules. I have 2 rules for my channel, my podcast, to be on it. All you have to do is have a YouTube channel and at least have 1 video. That's it. So Jason, until he get that video, I can't touch him. I've been pushing him to put that first video out. I can't touch him until then. So hey, we get it before then.
You don't have to have a YouTube or anything with me right there. We good, man. We good.
Oh wow. But yeah, see, good tip. Do some research. Find out what you about to get into. Look at all the angles, even the angles you don't know about.
I don't think impulse buys are ever gonna stop. You know, like my wife was asking me, "What do you want for Christmas?" I was like, "Well, I saw this snake." And she was like,
"I can't tell my wife that."
And she's like, "I'm not talking to you." But my wife still doesn't touch a snake. Like.
Oh yeah, my wife don't.
My girl is 15 years old. My wife has never touched a snake, man.
My wife has touched 3 of my snakes just to show them off to other people, her friends. She does tell people I have snakes to sell if they're interested in snakes, but she be like, "That's your thing. I'm not doing nothing. That's your thing. You got to keep that clean and keep that smell down. That's all I ask." So that's what I try to do.
Keep her, bro. She's a keeper.
Yep.
Reggie's merch is crazy, like
super crazy.
He hit the nail on the head. Like a lot of us have nice logos and things that are very, I would say, like, you know, reptile-ish, you know, where we dig it because we're in this world. Reggie's merchandise transcends into anything where it just looks dope. People don't even know what it is, and they want to rock it. So yeah, that's definite, man.
Yep. He has a very simple but recognizable design at just a glance, and it works on so many different things. He hit it out the park with it. He 100% hit it out the park.
Did you peep that he has a tiger and the
yep.
snake, right?
Yep.
And Reggie was down with the Tiger King.
Yep.
You know, so
100%.
like,
yeah.
When he told me that on my show, like I didn't even peep that. Like there's meaning to that, you know.
That's why it's urban jungle. Encompasses all those animals. He worked with a lot of different animals, and he encompassed that into his logo, which is beautiful. It tells a story, and it's amazing. That's what you want a logo to do is tell a story about you and your journey, and it works for him 100%.
Extremely intelligent man. I really look forward to seeing where he takes his vision.
Yes.
He's pleasant, awesome father, great man in the community of outside of the reptile community. I just really want to see him get everything that he deserves.
True. He is one of the first people that encouraged me to go to shows and also encouraged me to talk to people at shows. Like, he was like, "Hey, you can't just stand over here. You got to go talk to people. Go take a picture. Just say hi. Just say hello. Can I get a picture?" And let the conversation happen. Like, he's like, you gotta network and talk to people.
Let me tell you something. That cat got presence, man.
He do.
That cat
people just gravitate to him.
He walks in the building, man, and it's just like, Reggie's here. You know, so he, again, I just look forward to seeing all of his visions come into fruition.
Definitely. Kodak Reptiles, thanks for coming through. Also, somebody you need to be checking out because he got some amazing animals. You need to talk to him, Brian, get him on the show too. He's got some amazing animals. And he's doing some nice things. Met him a while ago, had him on the show. We've been cool for a while now. I talk to him almost every day about snake stuff, about some business stuff, and then life stuff. He's just a cool dude. Definitely check him out. But while we talking about this, let's go ahead and get back to another question. I kind of know this answer, but for the people that might not know the answer, do you breed or do you buy your snake food?
So this is gonna bug you out, but it's kind of changed since you were on my show.
Oh, really?
It's a combination now of the two.
Okay.
Number one, you already know I'm not a fan, man.
Yep.
Like not a fan in any way, shape, or form. But since I relocated, I'm about a good 7-hour round trip drive to my breeder. I'll do it. You know, we do what we got to do, right? But the collection has grown exponentially since we first started. So even keeping up with my demand is difficult. So he gave me a couple of colonies. So literally, it's in between the two because
Okay.
I can hold out and I get enough, to last until my next trip, whatever the case is. But when we're talking enough, we're talking 300, 400, 500 at a time. So although I may not be breeding per se, I am taking care of them for at least a month. So it's almost the same. So for the hatchlings and for the smaller snakes, it just made sense for me to just have them readily available. So it's pretty cool. The last 2 weeks, I've had some litters born. So like it's really cool. Right before I came in there, I got a little trouble eater there that Samson hatched. I was able to just grab a fuzzy big enough, drop it in there, come on in and join the show and go check on it when we're done. What up, Max?
What up, Max? Thanks for coming through.
I dig Max's. We talking about merch and swag. I dig his design. Like I got a red shirt and that thing came out fire.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get back on my merch stuff. I had my design and I had like recessives in there where I can mix and match them. But then I kind of stopped doing it so much, stopped paying it. So I'm gonna try to get back on it in this coming year, 2022. I'm gonna try to put out some more stuff for you guys to get. If you guys are interested in getting it, I'm gonna put it out.
Funny, this thing right here was literally. Matter of fact, I had Sean from Lever Genetics. He's actually the first guest ever on What's in Your Cup. And he posted a coffee cup with Jurassic Park, but that's what inspired our logo.
Okay.
And this was literally the thought process of, at the time, a 7-year-old, where we were watching Jurassic Park. He liked it. And if you ever watch his videos, my son goes, one day, it just came to him. And my wife and I like, where does this kid get this stuff, But if you look at his logo, and her name is Patty the Python, she's literally the two emojis merged together. His name is Samson, so she's the strong emoji.
Oh.
And snake emoji together. So one day he was just like, and that's how his design came up. So that he was 7 at the time. That was literally, and the name, he came up with the name. I was picking him up from school and he goes, I want a SNAKEATORIUM. And I was like, what's a SNAKEATORIUM? He goes, I have this vision. Like the kid just bugs me out. We were talking earlier about our kids, And he just bugs me because he goes, I have this vision, like a big auditorium full of different types of snakes. So that was SNAKEATORIUM. I'm like, man, whatever you want to do, man. It's a 7-year-old kid. You don't think that in 3 years he's breeding and he's gonna have 100 snakes, you know what I mean? But it was his vision, and I love what he's doing, man. I love just tagging along. I have a hater. I have a troll, right? Cracks me up. He goes, and I hate the fact you're always hiding behind your kid. Man, I ain't hiding behind nothing. I'm investing in my kid. First of all, this is my second go around. I'm a grandfather already. I got 2 grandsons. Okay, so I'm investing in my family. I'm investing in legacy. Okay, when I leave this earth and when my time is called and God says, you've done enough to be with me, I want a legacy to be there. Okay, they don't have to do snakes. They don't have to do anything that I instill in them, but I want them to have business sense. I want them to have basic fundamentals that they're going to need to success in life. I don't hide behind anything. I love the fact that when I walk into a show, this kid got more props than me.
That is a good way to go about it.
I walk
like
into a show and people are like, oh, there goes the CEO. I'm like, man, if you guys see what I got to do to wake this kid up in the morning.
Oh wow, I definitely want to instill very good qualities into your child to make sure they can not only grow but exceed their own expectations for their children and let that lineage keep growing. Yeah, that is definitely a goal I have for my kids. My kid wants to be a doctor, and he said that at 3 years old, and we've been continuously pushing that. Let him know, like, hey, if you want to be a doctor, you have to read more, you have to do math, you have to be better at writing. Sometimes you could be this bad at writing as a doctor too, but still, you got to be on top of it.
So that's so funny because my daughter, same thing as a kid, she wanted to be a doctor, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have a doctor for a kid. And as she got older, let me tell you, she broke it down to me. Once it was time to go to college, she was like, I've lost the interest. She goes, I'm gonna have to go to school for this many years. I'm gonna pay this much money. I'm gonna do a residency afterwards. By the time I'm done with all of that, I'm going to be paying off loans for another 8 to 10 years. By the time I make money off of being a doctor, I'm going to be this old. I kind of want to enjoy life a little bit. I was thrown aback by all of that. She broke it down step by step. And I said, all I want is for you to be happy, self-sufficient and happy. So that's the goal.
Yeah.
The CEO is definitely way cooler. That's my goal, man. That's my goal. My goal is for my kids to surpass any accomplishment I've ever made and to be happy. And when I die, I just want them to say they love me. That's the biggest accomplishment that I see. Now, mind you, I got a couple of accomplishments under my belt. Okay, I got a few. I'm talking about U.S. presidents, governors, mayors, acknowledgments. I've mentored some extremely successful people, but the one thing, what does it matter if your kids don't say they love you? If your kids don't say that you did things the right way? That's my biggest goal. It's a goal that I strive for on a daily basis, that when I'm not here any longer, my kids say, I love my father loved me.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree with that 100%. 100%. So let's hit another question. What do you use to edit your videos?
So most of the lives are lives. There's no editing.
Yeah, there's no editing. You can't do nothing with that.
I loved it when I see you using StreamYard. When StreamYard gave us the option to do pre-recorded lives.
Yep.
But even on a pre-recorded live, and that's only due to maybe scheduling. Maybe one time my co-host had a wedding to go to, and we always said we're going to keep it consistent. So I was just like, all right, I could dig this. And we did that first pre-recorded live, but it's a live. There's going to be no
still
editing.
live, yeah.
And it was funny because people said a couple of things that they kind of wish they didn't say, and they were like, oh, can you edit? It was the first time ever I ever had anyone, and I said, no.
Yeah.
This was a live. It's going up as a live. It was already scheduled to air the same day, the same time. So I've had a few of those. So on the actual lives, there's no editing, pre-recorded or not, no editing on the lives. That's you think before you speak. That's all I can say.
Exactly.
Now on his little videos and videos that we do, if there is editing, I got a program years ago, and I never felt like getting anything else. Wondershare, Filmora. It's called Filmora by Wondershare. Very easy to use, simple to use program. My wife has used it. So if there's editing involved, that's what I'm using. I remember having Final Cut Pro, because I used to have a program with a media center, both recording studio and also a film studio. And I think that we had Final Cut Pro at the time. That was the program to use, but that was like professional type stuff.
Yeah.
So more is so simple, man. Cut. It got the little scissors here, and it got the trash can there.
Yep.
Just drag it here, and so Wondershare Filmora. I bought it years ago, and it's worked just fine.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, you don't really need too beefy of an editor, especially if you're just starting out. You just need to be able to cut. You need to be able to add music here and there, put a couple pictures here and there, and pretty much that's it. Honestly, as you get better and you want to grow, you can look into these fancy editors with all these other things where you can track shots and all that good stuff. But if you just starting out, the basics will work just fine.
I'm telling you right now, when the time comes, and this is all part of a scheduled plan for 2022. This was like all a test this year, you know. And it's been great. It's been awesome.
A hell of a test.
What I lack in subscribers, I'll blow out the box in viewership. My view hours are through the roof. My average retention is outrageous. So I tell people all the time, I got the best viewers on YouTube. I don't care if you got 50,000 followers. You look at percentages, the amount of people that watch on these mega YouTube personalities with their 50,000, 100. Go break it down to percentages. Their percentages are nothing. The retention rate. I literally have an organic following. They've grown with me. They're part of it. So this isn't my channel. It's like our channel. So I was talking about Mac. There's so many people that I have that are like Mac. Some people watch one show a week. They're always there in that chat. That's their show. Okay. Some watch all three. So for me, it's not my channel. It's not my son's channel. It's our channel because we've grown through it together. Their feedback has provided that resource in how the direction we were gonna head, because I'm gonna make that compromise between what I want to do and what they want to see, right? So it's been a joint effort, and I appreciate you guys know who you are. I appreciate all of you that have helped on this process. The fact is, YouTube, Instagram, and every other social media platform, it's just the algorithm, and it's just riding that algorithm. There are people out there with thousands and thousands of followers, and I'll be the first one to tell you their content is trash. Okay?
Yes, 100%.
But they're getting the views, okay? They're getting the views because they've hit the algorithm, okay? I don't have the time right now to do what you need to do to hit the algorithm. So one of the things that we've discussed, my son said that he's going to be more committed to doing his piece. And one of the things we discussed was doing that thing to hit the algorithm. The whole point of this whole diatribe was the fact that I ain't never going to be sitting here editing and doing any of that. I'll pay for it. I'll get somebody to do it. When we get to there and we're going to do that, man, that's time consuming and it's stressful.
Yeah.
I never like anything. I'm one of those guys that can never really be an artist because, artists, you have to work on something and have a finished product. It's never good enough for me.
Yeah.
Like one little thing that viewers can't see, I want to go back and I want to change that. That's why I like the lies. Take it. That's it. I screwed up.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I learned recording my videos. I used to always try to make sure I said everything right, didn't mess up. But I realized it was making me so stiff. And I realized when I just talk and whatever messes up, leave it in, more of your personality comes out, more of you comes out, and people get to see you for your flaws and your perfectness at times. And it works more because they get more connected to you, and you feel like a real person to them more. So I just let it be. I just turn the camera on, start talking. Only time I really edit is when I know it's a whole bunch of dead space. I'll cut that out so it's not an unnecessarily long video for no reason. I try to keep my videos semi-short and not long with just dead air. That's unnecessary.
So that like right now, my co-host and I we're struggling with that because he's more of a scripted kind of guy.
Gotcha.
I'm more of a, man, you can't put me there. You can't put me on a script because my brain's wired differently. So I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'm going east or west, up or down, north or south, left or right, based on what you say. You understand? So I've had a lot of guests that would ask me, can you send me the questions you're going to ask? And I tell them, no, I can't. I don't know. I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk. That's it. Now, if there's anything that you don't want to talk about, 100% full respect.
Yep.
And in my invite email, by the way, you have a great invitation email.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I structured it after yours. I ain't gonna lie, I did steal it. I structured it after yours and added.
If the wheel ain't broken, don't fix it, right?
Very true.
I feel you, man. I'm not mad at you. There's even pieces in there that I took straight from StreamYard. I'm like, they said it right there. Why am I gonna try to change it? But in that email, it says pretty much, if there's anything that you don't want me to talk about, there's people that don't want to talk about their personal life. Maybe there's something that's going on in the social media world. They don't want to talk about that. I'm not one of those guys that's gonna jam you up. That's it. That's the only thing that's on my mind. Don't say this. Don't say this. Or I read your body language. If I say something and I see, I'll go another way. Like, they're not digging this right here.
Yep.
You should have told me in the email. I asked
exactly.
But
you seen it was on the topics. You should have said something.
Right. So I'll see that they really don't want to rock with that. So I'll go another route because I want you to have a good time. And you know, we joke about popping cherries, but when people have their first time on the show, and I love it when it's an introvert. I have so many self-identified introverts, and they say, Brian, it's going to be horrible. I said, listen, after a few minutes, you're not going to even realize we're going to have 100 and something people watch this. You're not. I promise you. It's just going to be you and I talking, and I'm a people person, so I don't shut up. I love talking. You know what I mean? You know, so it's just going to be a conversation. And one of the things that I really, really appreciate, especially from my first time guests, is them saying, wow, you really made that easy. Yeah. And it was fun because, like you said, now they're not scared. Okay. Yep. When I interviewed Dr. Hannah, she hits me up at 11 something that night. And she's like, I just want to say thank you so much. That was great. My parents were watching, and I didn't know they were watching. Okay, and they were really proud of me, and I'm just like, hold up.
You're a doctor.
No, wait. Let's just talk about this for a minute here. Hold on. You went to Cornell. You graduated Cornell. You graduated Princeton. You are the head of a department. You're leading a whole new world in genetics using ball pythons, and you talking about your parents are proud that you spoke to me on the YouTube? Come on now.
Oh wow. Primal Scales, what's up? Thanks for coming through. You're not too late. Remember, you always can rewatch it, but appreciate you making it to the live.
You go to the dean's office right now and get late class.
Yeah, like what you said, it's great to have somebody that identifies as an introvert on the show, and in the first 25 minutes, 25 seconds, you see them come out of their shell and just blossom. I've had a couple people that were just terrified to come on, really didn't want to do it. It was like, hey, your show's going to suck because I'm not going to be able to talk that much, and got them on. And once we started talking snakes, they got comfortable. They forgot we were doing a show, and it was just a conversation between two people, and it was just beautiful to watch. Some people don't realize being a host is a juggling act. You have to keep people entertained, but also keep your guests entertained and keep them in the conversation and learn which parts of the conversation is their strong suit and help them guide them there to get the best out of them. Like, you want to make them the star of the show. You want to be in the background and making them just shine. And honestly, you do a great job of it, Brian. You honestly do a great job of it.
And like I said, some of you make it easy. Like you are probably the biggest oxymoron of an introvert I have ever met. Okay. But let me tell you, some have been tough. Some, you know, I've done right now. I mean, we're at week 52, so we're talking 150 episodes that I've done this year, and there's at least a handful. I would say about 5 episodes. It was a really tough show because it was like pulling teeth. you know, and that's one of the things, like when you're building rapport or you're trying to establish that rapport, it has to be a give and take. You got to give me a little something there. And there was some that I was like, God, I'm so glad this is over. You know, like, God, that was hard. Like, it was hurting me. So I'm like, I can't even imagine what my viewers were going through. You know, it was hurting me. Then there's others when I hit that live button and you know, I cut the live button. We stay on another half hour after, you know. So there's like, I cut it because I want you to want more. So when I bring them back, you come back. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's definitely something I'm learning. I strive to learn something new every day. I hate watching anything that's mine.
Oh God, no, I can't. I don't like hearing my voice. I don't like to see myself talk. That's why editing is so difficult. I honestly, when I edit, I don't watch the video. I listen for certain words I know I said at the end of a sentence so I can cut the video there. It is really weird, but it works.
No, I dig it. I dig it. So my voice, my wife hates my voice. You know, so I told her I had a live tonight. She goes, "It's Wednesday. You're not supposed to have a." I was like, "It's not my live. It's not my live." So yeah, she hates hearing my voice. When I'm done, forget it. I'm gonna hear she's like, "Oh, you finally finished talking?" You know?
Yeah, I have. I'm on another friend's podcast sometimes on Sunday, and it goes later into the night. And my wife, I hear her stump on the ground, like, "Hey, shut up! I'm trying to sleep. Shut that down. Shut that down." I'm like, "All right, guys, we got 5 minutes before she come downstairs. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up."
I dig it. I know there's other wives that hate my voice too because, like Derek hits me up one time. That's a great host that's doing great things.
Yep.
Derek's Reptiles, and he hits me up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out here, so my wife can't hear you right now."
Oh, wow.
I know my wife's not the only one that's sick of my voice. So.
Oh, wow. Well, we've come to my last question for the night. If you guys have any questions, definitely put them in the comments. We'll try to get to them if we can. But my last question, what is your dream morph to make? There's that look. I love that look. Everybody go start thinking in their head, "Oh, what do I want to put together? I want to do this, but no, I can't forget that. Oh, but that's over there."
So this one's easy. I told you earlier, it's actually part of our plans this year. Is my favorite 3-gene combo, which is a GHI Mojave Ghost.
Okay.
Because it's just something that I've always loved. So to make it. And the funny thing is, I literally have to get permission to make it because
the CEO got to okay it.
Yeah, his snakes, you know. So he vetoed me on a project, and as a matter of fact, it's crazy because I put a vote up, I put a poll up, right? And what I wanted won the poll. My snake won the poll, man. Like I figured when I show him this, he gonna let me do it. He was like, no. He was like, no, I want to go this route. Now the crazy part is, if you look at established, successful breeders, there were more of them in the snake he wants to do. So I found that interesting. Like, you know, well, maybe the kid got something there, but I still wanted my snake, you know.
Exactly.
So he deaded me on that one. This one was pretty much a easy one because he loves GHI, and we have a Mojave Ghost that she's finally to size, so she'll be paired up. Now my only struggle is our GHI is a GHI head ghost, and I really don't want to waste that. So we're looking into seeing if we get ourselves a visual GHI ghost for the pairing. So we're figuring that out right now, whether or not we're going to use him or whether or not we're gonna get a visual. But that's just I have to make it morph, not necessarily dream. If we're gonna get into a dream, it would be a quad recessive visual. That would be a dream. It's one of the things that when he learned about recessives, we started talking about that, and the fact that he's young, he can actually make his own ingredients.
Yeah.
And do it.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit at a time, where he could even start with a single recessive and start adding to it and get to the quad heads and hope for that and keep working at it. So I think making a quad recessive, I'm actually looking at a pair of quad heads that my co-host has, and thinking about maybe adding that to the collection. That would be a really cool project. So not only is it a dream project, it's also accessible right now. So it's something that we're contemplating. But we have so many things going on. You know, we talked about our love for hypo. We talked about our love for tri-stripe. He was blessed with a hypo tri-stripe project, you know, that he's growing out right now. He was giving 2 girls and the male. So I mean, that's a beautiful snake, a hypo tri-stripe visual. But yeah, that's mine. Now this is crazy. His first year breeding was this year. His goal was 5 clutches. He hit his goal. I love it. It's my son, man. Who's not proud?
Yeah.
Your kid, you know, doing good thing. You know, your kid walks and you act like it's the biggest thing in the world.
Oh yeah.
Everybody goes to it when it's their kid, you know. And then when you see somebody else, you're like, yo, who cares, man? Everybody's kid walks, you know, like who cares, you know? But it's to see him making goals and working towards those goals. So his first dream snake, man, that was another, like, are you sure? Like, trying to talk him out of it, was a lemon blast. Like,
yeah, I remember you talking about that. Yeah,
that was his first dream snake, and he hit 3. He hit 3 of them.
Nice.
You know, so he actually donated 2 of them to fundraisers that were males, and he kept the female. He kept 2 of her sisters too, which are beautiful pinstripes. But the beautiful thing about this, even more beautiful thing about it, is that their mother changed colors.
Oh, is that the one that had the
complete color change? We opened up the tub. It looked like somebody swapped snakes on me. And a lot of people said that it would go back and revert to its original color, and it's been over a year. It dropped a clutch, and that thing ain't going nowhere. If you look up the hashtag on Instagram, her name is Penny Cost, or Chewbacca the ball python, because I was doing the whole stormtrooper thing. She's Penny Cost, aka Chewbacca the ball python. Either one of those hashtags, you'll see what she originally looked like and what she looks like now. She looks way better now. She looks way better now. So it's going to be interesting to see if anything like that happens with any of these girls or their clutches. So.
Oh yeah. Do you think you would have to wait till because it's still an unknown reason why that color changed. So it's not, we're still trying to figure out the science behind it. Why is it happening, and how often it will happen, if it's genetic, all these different factors in it. So will you just watch those snakes grow? Do you keep in contact with the people that have the males to see if something happens to the males? How are you going to do that?
So that's exactly it. Any animals from that clutch had to go with. So the 2 people that won it, that was it. We told them, not only did you win a snake from a 9-year-old's second clutch, this happens with the mother, and we do want to track that down. So we do stay in communication.
Nice.
Military Morphs had something similar happen. I actually had the same thing happen, and that combo has pinstripe in it too. So right there, we have 2 animals that have a direct correlation as far as the genes that are involved. Mine, to my belief, she's a single gene pinstripe. That's what she was purchased at. Now here's the problem. I had another animal do the same thing in the same year.
Oh wow.
So that one blew my mind. That one, I have a YouTube video where I caught it shedding, and you can see where the shed is and the color of the animal and the new skin, and I'm just like, what is going on here? Okay. Now, the only other person that I know that had something similar and caught it was Ralph Davis, where you can see the same thing, that the snake is shedding. And I had people saying, oh, that's the glow before she goes. No, man, she hasn't gone back to her color either. So I had people saying that's that Bronx water, and other fly remarks, but there has to be something there, and that's the beautiful thing, and that's why I talk about it so much. Ever since I had Dr. Hannah Seidel on that show, and it's been 24 weeks. Ever since I had her on the show, I'm always promoting the Ball Python Genetics Project because they have the resources to discover these things. Like we talked about the spider gene, we talked about its neurological condition with the wobble and everything. That's something that they can start looking if it has something to do with enzymes, chromosomes, and all this other stuff. Like, is that what causes the wobble? How come the combination of certain genes suppress the wobble while the combination of other genes are either lethal or increase the wobble? You know, so there's science to all of this, but there's never been any money dedicated to this. It you know, it's there. So to have someone that's willing to do it, it's exciting to see that. So I'm looking forward to I'm hoping that project doesn't get dissolved.
I can understand that. It's great that you guys are keeping in contact with the people that have the offspring and see what happens with them as they grow to kind of figure out what it might be. Hopefully it does turn out to something that you guys can learn from and perhaps kind of get down to the bottom of why it's happening, especially with the new sciences that are coming up with ball pythons and people looking into genetics and stuff like that. That might be a great route for them to also look into that as well. New Forest Morphs, thanks for coming through. Ball Python Love, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. But yeah, that is amazing. I know who else. I know somebody else showed. Maybe it was Ralph. Because Ralph did do a video on it too, didn't he? I believe he had a video on it. Yeah,
he caught it. He caught it mid-shed. So when it was happening to me, I'm like, "There's no way." I reached out to Ralph Davis. It already happened to me. So how does this happen twice? Like it's I spoke to Brian Gundy about this. I spoke to a lot of people, and they were just like, "It happens, and most likely it's going to go back to its color." It never went back. It never went back, and that's 2 snakes in the same year. So when I caught this one, of course everything's wrong, right? My battery's dying. You know, I grabbed the other cell phone. That one has no battery life. I'm like, nah, how are you gonna do this to me? But I got enough where you actually see this transition where it's changing colors mid-shed. Okay, it's so funky. So there is a YouTube video on that on my channel where you can actually see how the snake changes colors. It's crazy. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, if you didn't catch Ball Python Loves live with Brian Gundy, go check it out. He drops a lot of gems. It was a great interview, great live. Brian Gundy is an amazing guy with so much knowledge and is so willing to share it. Definitely go check that live out.
So Gundy, right? First of all, I'm as much of a jerk as I can be. I'm a very respectful man. So I'm always like, Mr. Gundy, and he's like, Brian, call me Brian. You know, Brian. So I worked in the music industry. I owned a recording studio. I managed very well-known DJs and acts, etc. I've been around professional athletes. I don't get starstruck easily. I have friends that are in the movie industry, so it doesn't happen. Like I said, I've been with presidents of the United States and other very highly popular people. When I had Brian on the show, I was like a kid. Okay. When Brian hit me up one time and he goes, "When are we gonna have a cup of coffee?" I was like,
oh.
You know, so it's amazing how he has that effect on people. And I'm talking about you cross-generationally, demographically. Brian Gundy just has that effect on, and he's so down to earth. He gives out his phone number and says, "Call me." Okay?
I want to see what his phone bill looks like. Wow.
He's like, "Just
so
call
many
me."
calls.
So I remember he was on one of my shows, and I'm like, "Guys, just do me a favor. do some research before you call him. Don't waste his time. He's like, no, Brian, no. Call me for anything. And I'm like, how do you do this? You know, how do you do it? So that's amazing. We do workshops, and actually the whole birthday party thing, and that was part of what started this. But then COVID hit, where we were going to be in the schools. I sit on a board of four schools in New York City, and we had already gotten okay from principals, etc. We were going to donate snakes to the science classrooms. And then COVID came about. The schools went fully remote. But we're getting back to it, and Gundy's a huge inspiration on that. A huge inspiration. He reminds me so much of Bob Ross, like the painter.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot.
I'm old enough that I've watched those. I've watched him actually paint, and I'm old enough I've seen some of those.
Let me tell you, there's a documentary on him, and we were getting an actor, man, because he got like, no way.
Yeah, it's amazing when you see people in there.
Put a little tree right here. Bro, he was putting his little tree everywhere. So.
Oh wow.
That's it right there. No happy little mistakes. You know? So yeah, he was definitely not who we thought he was, but
yep.
But you know how many people are transparent about who they are, but still,
very true.
I don't care what you say. You heard that man's voice, you got stuck. You got stuck staring at him and his happy little mistakes, man.
Well, that's all my questions. I haven't seen any other questions in the chat, so we're gonna go and close this off. Do you have anything you want to promote? Anything you want people to know about? You got coming up?
Yeah, I want to promote you, man. I want to promote you because let me tell you something. You're bringing consistency to the table. You're giving a platform for people that are under 1,000, and that way they can get their views. And I tip my hat to you, brother. That's all. That's the only thing I want to do. I just want to promote you. You are pleasant, and you just have this certain like aura about you that I just really, I'm happy that you're in this community, you know, and I just want to see your show continue to grow, and just keep doing your thing, man.
Appreciate that. Since Brian being so humble, definitely go subscribe to his channel. No, definitely go subscribe to CEO's channel. And then you get to see Brian on that channel. But he has shows on Friday, Thursday, and Wednesday morning. You definitely won't miss a show. And if you do miss it, you can always go rewatch it. So look in the description down below. Hit the follow button. Hit the subscribe button. Also hit him up on Instagram and bug him and say, hey, it's time for TikTok. Let's talk. Let's do it. Just put it on there. And while you're down there, might as well go hit that like button because apparently YouTube likes it when you hit that like button. And I like that YouTube likes it. But yeah, before we head out, we're going to go ahead and say thanks to our sponsor for this episode. 1 second while I find the button. Boom. So this episode is sponsored by Essential Royals. They're a ball python breeder. This is their second year breeding ball pythons. Had a great first year. It's a father and 2 sons breeding ball pythons. Go check out their Instagram. We're working on getting them a YouTube channel. We're definitely going to push them to that. But definitely go check out their Instagram. Thanks again for sponsoring this episode. Thank you again. Greatly appreciate you sponsoring. And go bug them. Go tell them to start the YouTube channel. Definitely go tell them. Brian, thanks so much. Greatly appreciate it. Like I thought this was an amazing time. Knew this was going to be fun. Sitting down, chatting with you again.
Had a great time, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's just a joy. And I learned some more new things. That's what I definitely love when I have a guest and I learn some more things that I didn't know. Definitely going to be watching the episode with the doctor you have coming forward. Very excited to hear more about that. Thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you for hitting the like, showing up. Thanks for supporting the channel. I do greatly appreciate that. Side note, I'm thinking about doing something with Judah where he literally talks about one of my clutches for the whole season, from pulling the eggs, locks, egg cutting, showing the babies. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested, because he said he wants to do a couple more things with the channel.
That's awesome.
Let me know if that's something you guys would like to see, and we can work that out. But I do have a video coming tomorrow. I'm going to show you my 2021 holdbacks. So you definitely want to check that out. Don't know what time it's going to come out, but Thursday, look for it. Probably around 7 p.m. That's usually when I drop it. But thank everybody for coming through. Greatly appreciate it. Hope everybody's season's going good. And now I'm just blabbering because I don't know how to end the show. But thank you, everybody, for coming through. And I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. All right, bye.